Welcome to 𝐄𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐔, where we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the current time of 10:10 a.m. on the Eastern Time on Friday, November 18th. Hope you guys had a good week and also happy Friday. We are shifting on to the weekend. Respect to Ethereum, $100,210, up about close to 1% so far. On the over crypto market, I would say as of this Friday, obviously this week has been just quite volatile, with a collections of negative news, specifically pointing towards crypto, which have driven some fear mongering, some lack of confidence, combined with the election, right? Combined with the inflationary pressure, combined with just corporate adjustments across multiple different large tech companies like Amazon laying off 10,000 people, Facebook, obviously we heard that massive layoff as well, guidance from Target shaving down their outlook going forward, despite we are in the mid of a holiday season, with respect to Thanksgiving. But next thing you know, it's going to be Black Friday. Next thing you know, it's going to be Christmas and New Year's, things like that, right? And look at the altcoin side of the equation as well. On the left side of the spectrum, you can see that we're clearly relatively flat as well. So before I dive into tactical, let's see what the whales have been doing historically. Well, not historically, just yesterday. Seems like yesterday ARK Invest was definitely taking more of a, I guess, selling approach in comparison. Not a significant amount, but it's still, relatively sizable, in their portfolio. And take a look at the BlackRock, which is the big whale. I would say, someone asked me this question before, and I was like on my taxi in Toronto. So as you know, I was in Toronto 2 days ago. I think that's more than 2 days ago now. I cannot believe it. But I was invited by one of the largest Canadian bank, BDC, to be having some, like a gathering, a dinner with some of the senior executives in North America, and I was invited to this private dinner. And on my way there, the taxi driver was asking me like, "Oh wow, you all suit up. Like, where are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to the BDC, the bank, to have dinner." And the guy was like asking me questions around like, so who controls the world? Is it the government? Is it the banks? Like, what is it? And I would say, just based on the amount of capital that's managing, the world, I would say BlackRock is definitely up there. So if you talk about like who in a monetary perspective, and a political perspective as well, I would say BlackRock will take, definitely take that seat onto controlling all the circulatory systems in the finance world. You could see that yesterday, they did sell quite a lot, right? I think this is close to $6 billion of just stocks off into it. Adobe, ServiceNow, Microsoft. Some buying pressure, but they did buy a little bit more on the ADR ASML holding for some reason. I'm not sure what that is specifically, but interesting. It seems like their allocations 3% of trillions of dollars. That's not a small amount, right? And maybe let's take a look at the politician side of the equation as well to see how's that going. It's been seems like this guy Christopher Jacobs has been quite active 2 days ago, buying a bunch of stocks, but also sold some. And the stocks are quite a mixed bag. With JP Morgan, obviously you see Bank of America. Um, Very specific in terms of how they're thinking about it. But this is just for your reference point. Let me know as you are obviously digesting this on our Patreon. These are uploaded every single day, so let me know. So now let's take a look at the news front. Well, today you can see that it's quite stale. I mean, I get it. It's a Friday, so people are trying to take a breather, jump 150 points. I mean, whatever. The VIX is lower because of a negative week that we've had so far. So it's just about time that we cool off a little bit, right? And with respect to the news front, I mean, it's a mixed bag of everything that you see that we've talked about so far. There's a potential adjustments for the rate hikes going forward. It might be going to 50 basis points instead of 75 this time. There might be the election might actually come out to be more of a Republican side of the equation rather the Democratic side of the equation. We have to anticipate on the December CPI report, which with respect to the Black Friday and the holiday sales this year will give us a good depictions on that front. And just some trivial news. It seems like with respect to Wakanda Forever, the Marvel cinema, the movie came out I think not too long ago, like last week or so, or like just a couple days ago. It seems like they made historical sales, definitely making a name for diversity and inclusion with respect to the cinematics ecosystem. And obviously still some lingering negativity around the FTX repercussion. I mean, I think Sam Bankman-Fried is probably fleeing away, and if he comes back to the US, he's probably going to be get locked up. People are comparing him with like Bernie Madoff. That scammed a lot of people. But I mean, we kind of saw this coming in a way. It is what it is. So let's just dive into technical to see what's going on right now with respect to recording time of 10:15 a.m. on the Eastern time. We are at 12:12, up 1% again. On a monthly, still relatively bullish, not terrible. Weekly, again, you still need to cross down, but there's a possibility that we won't cross down. But with respect to the triple heads that we see on top, it is quite logical that we should be. So seeing lower level coming down to the next level 1050 all the way down to 785, it's not going to be surprising. With respect to Bitcoin, same thing. I would say triple heads as well. Monthly is looking quite bullish, but daily it is looking to cross up. But we might see some like short-term volatility before we actually run up, so something to think about. And then on the altcoin side of the equation, again, right, relatively all over the place. I would say ups and downs, but I would say across the spectrum, on a macro technical perspective, we're still relatively bearish in the near term, and I'm talking about weekly. So we might see some suppression before this mega run that we should ideally be seeing. But if you really think about it, there's been just a lot of negative news, nothing really positive that's been pumping out so far. So it really contingent on a lot of seismic changes going forward for us to make a difference. Election, inflationary pressure, seeing some changes positively, and some revival from of the reputational risk that we've been taking a hit on the crypto equation, right? So take a look at the SPY right now. You can see that we are crossed up. So daily looks not terrible, but it seems like we're forming an apex already. So it looks like we quite elongated and extended right now. On a weekly, we have golden cross, obviously, so we might keep running. And then on the monthly, you could see that we're bullish, right? So I think a rally across the the equity market side is not going to be surprising. But again, contingent on the CPI report, and I think will be positive this year. Contingent on the outcome of the Thanksgiving shopping, the Black Friday shopping, and obviously the corporate outlook, and obviously just overall macro sentiment around like what's the election outcome, how are the rate hikes been doing, things like that, right? So that's really it for today. I think the price has been really flat, like just the last whole week so far. I know I'm probably just regurgitating what I'm saying every single day, but it's always good to like reframe ourselves to make sure that we're focused. So anyways, have a good day and take care.